What is the message that they bring forth? In fact, all the incarnations have given the same message. There's nothing new they have said. Just develop universal love. Develop universal love. Be compassionate. Bear insult. Learn to bear insult. Bear injury. Forgive and forget. These are the lessons they always seem to remind us. And that's what we see in Lord Jesus Christ's life also. He was insulted, he was injured. But he didn't keep any grudge. On the other hand, he said, they are ignorant. They don't know what they are doing. He prayed for them. He expressed compassion. He never treated them as his enemies. Instead, he prayed for their welfare. There was forgiveness. These are the messages that we get from these episodes. If we could keep that message and apply it in our life, among our people, in our social life, in our associations, then we are really getting the message of Christ. And we will be raised to that level. It is to remind ourselves this message. We keep on celebrating every saint's life. We keep celebrating, but in the midst of celebration, we should always remember the message, and not only mere remembering, applying it in life. Applying it in life. Unconditional love. Universal love. Love everybody equally. Let there be no discriminations. Friend, foe, near and dear. Because it is that divine spark pervades everywhere. We should learn to see that spark in every face, in every beings, animate and inanimate. And again, that is not easily possible unless and until we realize that we are ourselves the spark of the divine. And that's what's meant by know thyself. Know thyself first. Know thyself, capital S. Your pure self. Know your real entity. Mr. So-and-so is a non-entity. Gurudev, Shivanandji sings. You are the pure self. You are not Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so or Miss so-and-so. You are that pure self. All other things are non-entity. That has to be experienced first. When we realize that, that means our own true nature, then we have acquired a different vision, a different eye to see things. Our vision doesn't get obstructed by the superficial differences. From the knowledge of the self, you were able to recognize the self in all. If you identify yourself as the body, you only identify everybody as bodies. From the physical level, you end up seeing the other physical side. If you raise a little beyond and go and identify yourself as the mental so-and-so, according to your impressions on the mind, recordings on the mind, you can be an illiterate, you can be a literate, you can be a scholar, a fool, you can be anything. It's all in the mind, recorded. Sometimes we function in that level. Then your perception reaches up to the other mind, because you are seeing other people from your mind, mental vision, not from the physical level, but mental level. Then you want to know, is he a PhD also? What is your qualification? Are you a musician? Are you this or that? Because you are trying to see the other person from your level. Birds of the same feather try to flock together. So what we perceive outside is based on what we have perceived inside. The physical me will see only the physical you. The intellectual me will see the intellectual you. But if I recognize myself as the intuitive, the pure self, then my perception reaches to the self in you all. That is the reason why it is impossible to see God in every face. It's easy to say, see God in every face. God is omnipresent. Everywhere is God. It's true, but you don't see it because the seer doesn't recognize oneself as the God. That's why I always like to tell people, when you want to go to a church or a temple or anywhere to worship God, take God with you. If you don't take God with you, you will see only a piece of wood put cross or a bronze statue, nice sculptor sitting there, or a nice granite statue sitting there. You will see the granite and the brass and the bronze and the wood. You won't see God there because you are not seeing with godly vision. Now, it's easily said. It's all right, I understood clearly, I have to see myself as God, then only I can see everybody as God. But how on earth I am going to see myself as God? I am constantly defining myself as Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, I'm American, Indian, European, this, that, French, Belgic. Constantly I am identifying myself as somebody. How am I to get over that? Pull out all the teeth, all the identities. Identities. At least raise above those. If you want to keep the identity, keep it for the fun of the world. But don't get caught in it. Use it, but don't really think that you are that. We can use it just to play the drama. I can use my identity, the guru here. Then you all have your identities, the disciples, or whatever it is. At least for now it is so. I'm here, you are there. So I have to play, but while I play my part of this identity, I should simultaneously know that the people who are sitting there are none other than myself. They have taken different identity just for the show. They have given me this identity just for the show. Let's play the game with the superficial identities. But behind these identities, the first and foremost thing in the identity is the I. I then identifies. So we are all essentially I's. Keep an eye on that. It doesn't come overnight. You have to constantly work on it. And nobody can easily give it to you. And they don't have to give it. Even if you give, if you don't take it, it's of no use. So we have to constantly, that's what Bhagavan Ramana used to always din in our ears. For every little thing he will ask us to find out who is that, who are you. Even when somebody comes and asks me a question, I have a little doubt, Gurudev. Oh, you have a doubt? Yes. Who has the doubt? Me. Oh, who are you? Me, so-and-so, Chidambaram, Mr. Chidambaram Chettiar. Oh, since when you are Chidambaram Chettiar? Were you born as Chidambaram Chettiar? Oh, no. They gave me the name. So then that's not you. Somebody gave you that name. Before they gave you that name, who are you? I was just a boy. Are you sure you were a boy before you? No. Only I heard the nurse telling me that I was a boy. While I was in mother's womb, people didn't even call me as a boy. They always looked at and said, what is it going to be? So that was my name, it. Introspection, that's what introspection. You have heard it many times. Question it always. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? I'm happy. Who is happy? I'm unhappy. Now who is unhappy? What happened to that happy fellow? You were happy yesterday, now you are unhappy, but you still have the same nose, same face, same eyes. You are still same Mr. So-and-so. What made you unhappy now? What went wrong? What changed? Oh, my mind was unhappy. Oh, it's your mind, not you. Then who are you? Constant questioning oneself. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? நானார்கொல்லோ இந்தனுக்கு நாதன் ஆர்கொல்லோ ஆனா பிறப்பும் இறப்பும் இவனடைந்ததென்கொல்லோ. The qualification of a mumukshu, the one who wants to get liberated from all these identity clutches. It's an identity crisis, I should say, probably. It creates a lot of crisis. Well, what else would do? When you develop dentist problems, then you bite everything. So, CK's job is, even all this puja, everything is fine. There also, in the name of the puja, say, I am your servant, I am thine, all is thine. You are living, slowly trying to lose your identity even in the midst of all these rituals. That is the basic aim behind all these practices and rituals, to lose your identity. Probably I should not say to lose your identity, to rise above your identity. To not really get caught in the identity. Use it, but don't become that.